My name is Sophia Crane. It's March 3rd, 2004. I'm a film student, and this is my senior thesis. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be alive, so I ask whoever find this, please apply the first and second halves of this final interview to the beginning and end of my film. You'll know where to make the cut. This is the story of Peeping Tom and how I went looking for him. Please, show this to my parents. I don't know how much longer I can go without blinking.
Morning, fellas. Come on in. So this is the house I was telling you about. This is my in-laws' house. The information that we have on it seems to have been built around 1970, 75. I can't really find any information other than that. But down here in the basement is where Bart found it. I'm gonna turn the light on. Now, I have repositioned it for presentation purposes, so if you'll bear with me. Here, I'm just gonna go and dig it out. All right, now if you can see me, it was right under here. Was this box. And if you come over here, I'll show it to you. Don't watch, huh? Pretty eerie, but isn't that how all good horror movies start? A little mystery, a little riddle, if it were.
Well, my husband recently retired. He found this beautiful house that we both love. And I guess it was just before Thanksgiving. My husband went down the basement and did what guys do. You know, he checked the boilers, checking the air conditioner, playing with the filters, things like that. And he found this box full of a lot of tapes.
She thought that Gavin could use them for work because he does wedding videos, and she thought maybe he could tape over them or something, like, to save money. But they're mini DVs, so we don't really use them anymore. You know, I thought maybe Gavin could take a look at them, see what's on them, something as like a little project to keep him interested and excited about film.
And the very first one that I pick up says, Final Solution. All right, that's the first one I watched. I mean, how could you not watch anything like that, right?
So what happened on the tape that said Final Solution? What did you see?
A young lady identifies herself as Sophia Crane, film student. Total coincidence. I was a film major, so already we're simpatico, which was great. She's upset about a school project. She's stressed out a little bit, and then it got a little upsetting after that. Got a little bit weird. Some violence, some things that I don't really want to say right now. We don't want to give it all away. But let's just say that I had to watch about the next 40 tapes immediately after that.
First thing I did was, of course, call the previous owner that we bought the house from, left voicemail messages saying that I found a box, found something that probably belonged to them. I never heard back from them. And then eventually the phone number was just unlisted.
But the footage never actually takes place in your in-laws' house.
No, it doesn't. And that's another kind of fun coinky-dink about this whole thing.
What are you doing in regards to the home?
Selling it.
After the first tape, the next tape that I saw on there was called Rough Edit. Everything looks really good. There's interviews on the street, really nice flow. And then after about 10 minutes, it gets really choppy. And there's about 40 or so tapes in here. So it's like they got too busy to cut it together and they just kept filming and filming and filming, and they didn't really know when to stop.
So what did you do?
Being a good filmmaker as I am, I took their film and I finished it. I edited it together myself, took their film and made it my film. And so now it's finished, now it's completed, the way that it should have been.
And what did you think when you saw it all in sequence?
Well, I didn't really sleep for a couple of days after that.
Behind me stands the Ilchester Tunnel, home to the B&O. Shoot, hang on. Are you rolling?
Yeah, hold on, just framing you up. Well, I mean, to me, it looks like a circle.
Behind me stands the Ilchester Tunnel, a throughway for the B&O Railroad for over a century. But for the past 80 years, for local residents, it has become something far more sinister. It has become home to
Peeping Tom.
Peeping Tom.
Peeping Tom.
The Blink Man.
Mr. Blink.
Peeping Tom.
Peeping Tom.
The Blink Man.
Ilchester the Molester.
The tunnel guy?
Peeping Tom.
Old Blinky.
All right, so have you guys ever seen him before?
Unless I'm a ghost right now, then no.
If I saw him, I'd be dead.
Yeah, I did know this one fella around my age. This is back around 64, 65 or so. Said he saw the Blink Man.
What happened to him?
Well, he died.
Peeping Tom is the kind of creature that you can summon up. So there is a ritual, those teen pilgrimages, you know, the midnight road trip. You show up at the trestle end of the tunnel at midnight, and you have to stare down this tunnel looking at the end for a full hour. And if you can do this without blinking, a Peeping Tom comes out of the shadows and materializes in front of you. Now, he's a class of supernatural creature called a Flimmengeist. German alchemists came up with this term in the 1500s for that thing that you see in the corner of your eyes. And when you look around to see it, there's nothing there. Peeping Tom is a Flimmengeist that you can actually bring into view.
Well, he's tall, dark coat.
Skinny. Top hat.
Big, scary eyes.
Mostly I've heard that he's just a shadow because he's like in your peripheral vision.
Instantly there, and then not there, and then there again.
There was this one chick in particular a few years ago. She went to the school right down the road. Her and her friends went up to the tunnel, right? And they started staring down. She was the only one who could stare for, you have to stare for an hour, right?
The twist is that once you've seen him, you can't unsee him. Every time you blink, he's a little bit closer. And he comes closer and closer each time you blink until he's right in your face.
Well, he sounds scary. What does he do?
Gets you.
And now you've already proved that you can keep your eyes open for a long time because that's how you conjure him up. When he's right up there, the temptation is death staring you in the face. You do anything you can to avoid him. But he's got a trick up his sleeve. He has very long eyelashes. And you know that thing that you do with babies where you give them a little... He does that, and then you can't help it, you blink. What do you call that?
Can I show it? It's like little...
Butterfly kisses.
I'm pretty sure there's only, I don't know, a couple people in the world, period, that can stare for an hour straight. I think the world record, I don't even know if the world record is an hour.
I think the record is probably maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's really hard to stare at something without blinking for even 10 or 15 minutes. It'll be really difficult for most people.
Well, of course there's no record of it. People are too busy dying to report it.
Even if you made it out to that long, I mean, the vision would be quite blurred. And again, I can't emphasize enough, the pain will be excruciating.
As with all the best folklore and urban legends, you can't really verify any of the details in this. It's always happened to a friend of a friend.
My brother's friend used to tell the story that his uncle told him.
And they got freaked out after a while, and they ran away, but she did stay there the whole hour.
Like a month later, they found his body floating in the Patapsco River.
She ended up trying to look out a window. She tried to burn out
She looked out the window.
eyes
She burned out
by
her
looking
retinas.
at the sun.
Even though she couldn't see him, his presence was still there. So she thought the whole time she could blink. She ended up blinking because she couldn't see him.
Can't cheat him.
Can't cheat him.
Yeah, you can't cheat Peeping Tom.
I think you'd be pushing the limits, I think, of a human anatomy and physiology, but maybe that's possible. Obviously, from what you showed me, that would be a terrible idea if that's for real.
Absence of proof hasn't caused absence of belief. Ilchester Tunnel is still a late-night hangout for teenagers and a popular spot for fraternity hazing. It's a dare often attempted, but apparently seldom completed. Until now.
You show up at the trestle end of the tunnel at midnight.
The metadata on the tapes show that it was filmed between February 14th and March 3rd of 2004. Okay, so I went back and I looked at all of the local colleges. I called, I walked into every college in town, showed them pictures of Sophia, showed them pictures of Feldman, no information. You can't get past these people at all. There's no record of a Dr. Wolf, who was supposedly their professor. There's no indication that the Peeping Tom specialist that Sophia and Feldman go and speak to in his home even exists. An Asian American man, I believe, is supposed to be an eye specialist. There's no title cards to show that this person even exists.
I analyzed them, I watched them repeatedly, I looked back on every incident report that I could find that would have matched any of these people, and I can't find anything that matches up. My hunch would say he probably found either some student films or just somebody making their own horror movie or something like that.
There's no cuts, there's no retakes, there's no calling for action. Aside from the first 2 minutes of the movie where Sophia is obviously directing herself, there's absolutely no evidence to suggest that somebody is directing them. I've been staring at it for the better part of 6 months right now. I believe it's 100% genuine.
It looks like a found footage movie.
All right. Found footage, I mean, what does that really mean? Did I find the footage? Was it handed to me and then am I presenting it again? Yes, then that would be considered found footage. But as far as putting a horror movie together, I don't really think that there's any, I'm a real filmmaker, okay? So we're not gonna be making horror movies. We're gonna try to reveal the truth of something that's a mystery or kind of get something out of it.
When you make a film that is presenting itself as roughly cut together found footage, you are building in your excuse for anything that's wrong with it. Hey folks, this is the footage we found and we're just presenting it. You know, the camera jiggles all over the place, not because we didn't know how to hold a handheld camera steady, but because these were kids lost in the woods getting more and more scared all the time.
I think what would make it more real would be if it were the first one out there and they were not following a certain genre. It works on a low budget level, and that's the primary reason I think for doing it.
So my hunch is either Mr. York was doing that himself and trying to get some credence to this and make it look legitimate, or he just found somebody else's project and thinks that it's real.
Just so we're all clear, the reason that he can't find the students, the teachers, the eye doctor.
I believe they're actors.
Of course, you realize that the first thing that critics will accuse you of after gullibility is faking the film yourself.
Of course. And that's why nobody would believe
because
this.
It's a pretty big coincidence that the person who finds the unfinished film just happens to be a filmmaker.
Right, sure. And the naysayers are gonna say that because that's what they do. They naysay.
I don't know if it's real or not, but that doesn't really matter because he's excited about it being real, so.
We're gonna take this footage to every professional in town that we can find. Ghost hunters, mythbusters. We're going to go to the radio stations. We're going to the TV stations. We're going to show the footage and we're gonna saturate the market with this information.
If your plan is to try to present this as being 100% authentic, why are you not simply taking the footage forward and calling a press conference right now? Why are you planning to have the video, cleaned up? Why are you looking to have the sound done?
Well, I mean, we need to present the best possible version of this thing as we can. Then we're gonna prove to the world that Peeping Tom exists. The camera doesn't lie.
Miles Sumner, 19, poli-sci major, and staring contest champion.
All right, dude, so right down there is Ilchester Tunnel, and we're gonna have you standing right over there on the other side of the trestle, starting at 12 for an hour.
Well, how the hell am I supposed to see at the end of that?
Your eyes will adjust, don't worry about it.
You ready?
Yep, let's do it.
All right. 10 seconds to midnight, starting now.
What's it feel like? It's so hypnotic.
You literally, like, you can't really see anything down there.
I can see it. That's so creepy. It's like the tunnel's like staring right back at me. So Steffi, this is kind of like the ultimate staring contest. You know, like even if I win, I can never really blink again. How much time are we at?
Come on, dude.
You got it, man.
Come on, dude.
Please stop talking to me.
Sophie, just shut up. Just shut up.
You all right?
What are you doing with the handy cam?
We're using our good camera to document this. I want to be able to document that, okay?
You realize the footage will come nowhere close to matching up, right?
It's documentary, dude. It doesn't have to match.
I'm gonna ignore that you just said that. So what we're doing now is we set up this camera and we're gonna shoot it down the tunnel starting right at midnight and it's gonna go all the way to 1 a.m.
Yeah?
Now, this will take the place of a human eye in that it will not blink, it will constantly run, and then hopefully right at 1 a.m., as the legend says, Peeping Tom will show up and butterfly kiss my camera.
Look, as much as I hate to say this, I think this actually has a really good shot of working before you let this go to your head. Simply because a lens is like an eye, okay? The shutter, we're good, okay?
The shutter?
Yes, I think the shutter. Well, technically that
That's
would be
the only
blinking.
part of the camera that you know.
Technically
What's the
that
red
would
button
be
called?
blinking. The what? All right, man. We're coming up on it.
What's the time?
You ready?
What's the time?
All right, we got 10 more seconds starting now. 10, 9. Come on, Mr. Blink. See anything?
No, nothing.
Come on. And now. See anything? Don't kill it. You see anything? Do you see anything? Feldman, answer my question. Do you see anything? Do not kill the camera. Just give him a second to...
You live in, but if I'm gonna be here too, you gotta clean this up a little bit. I mean, like, as far as the tapes go, can we get like a box like that?
Okay.
You have a shoebox in the closet,
Okay,
or
can we just work on this another day?
do we have a backup plan here?
Dude, are you seeing that?
Am I seeing what?
Feldman, look, right there. Feldman, look right there.
Yeah, no.
Do you see that?
Fucking... Wait, hold on. Was that there?
Dude, do you
or...
see that? What the fuck is that? Are
No,
you
I didn't add it.
serious? Oh my gosh, I think
Holy
oh my
shit.
gosh. Is there any way that you can brighten this? Like, whatsoever?
Yeah. I mean,
Please
it's
do
gonna
it.
look like hell, but no, I can do it.
Okay. Do you want me to take the camera right now? Come on.
Instead of bringing up the light.
Cool. Do it. Oh my gosh.
Bam.
Dude. That
Right fucking
was
there.
right on the hour mark. Zoom in.
All right, this is it. This is as close as I can get with that, like still being able to see shit. So you ready?
All right. Go.
All right, here it goes.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that motherfucker.
Tom, are you kidding me? Like 5 minutes ago, this was all over, but we have Peeping Tom here.
Fucking got him.
Oh my
We
gosh.
fucking got him, man.
I don't see any signs that it was faked in the sense that, like, it was, like, someone went in with a computer and added something. Like, there's nothing in there that I can definitively point to and say, okay, this is a fake. So I would go with that. At the same time, you know, it's a small little video. There's not a lot of details, so I'm hesitant to commit either way. But if something were there, it would probably look like that.
You were convinced that that would just be natural lighting, no manipulation as far as that particular shot is concerned.
Well, I mean, I'm not convinced of anything. It's certainly plausible. Like,
Right, but you're not ruling it out.
anything in it that I can point to and say this makes it a fake. It could be a guy dressed up, standing up in the back, maybe. Like, you know, it could be a practical kind of hoax. Like, someone could have taken this and in a computer, it's gone and manipulated it.
The idea of the technological equivalent of the actual eye, which is actually a part of the human organism and the human mind, the idea of using a camera as a real equivalent of that, metaphysical equivalent, strikes me as I have a hard time with it.
I don't know, man. We're sitting here trying to explain spirits, so if you want to have a rational conversation about ghosts and goblins versus camera technology, I'm not really sure.
So, where are we? What are we doing?
We're at the VFW in Glen Burnie, Maryland, and I'm going to go and present some of the footage to an assembled group of paranormal investigators, ghost hunters, and get some allies here.
What's the end game here tonight?
Well, the end game is when we do the press conference, I'm going to have a handful of these people standing beside me saying, footage is real. We're behind you, Gavin. We believe you. And then I think they reach like 10,000 people or something, so.
Well, our Facebook page has over 8,000 likes. And most of those people are into the paranormal, or they wouldn't be on our Facebook page. So yes, I could put it out there for others to see.
We're just going to show the image of Peeping Tom coming up through the tunnel.
Why are you only showing the ghost editor and the ghost groups just that one shot?
I don't think that they need any of the other information. I think right now we're just trying to determine whether or not Peeping Tom is a real entity and to go into the whole story about Sophia and the big guns and on the actual what happened. I think we want to save that. The only plausible explanation that you folks could think, and myself, and the first thing I thought of was this has got to be a guy in a suit. This is somebody standing there at the end of the tunnel. They're playing a practical joke, okay? The thing that debunks that theory, however, is the fact that the metadata on both cameras say that there was no one else there. One camera films the other camera. We've got proof of both of that. They turned on, and this is what happens when they played it back. Right now, we just want to pique everybody's interest. We want to get them talking. Who's Peeping Tom? The tunnel, right here in your mind. Just.
But again, until he shows you the
Until
footage,
he
you don't
shows us
know.
more, we just
story.
don't know.
Right.
We believe there's a possibility, but we need more evidence.
We'll save everything else for, that next big step, so it'll be more of a surprise. It'll probably work out a lot better, too. So you can see what I saw. I mean, the journey that we've already been on, you can't tell me that this isn't going to be the shot. This is Gavin's chance. This is my second chance to make it. Fortune and glory.
Let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about you as a filmmaker. You went to school for filmmaking, correct?
Yeah, my non-degree is what I like to tell everybody it was.
He does a lot of weddings, so, there's wedding season. And then in the off season, it's kind of a little bit more spotty.
And then as the years went by, it became a way to pay the bills and to still convince myself that I'm a filmmaker. Now, it's just a way to pay the bills.
Isn't this wedding season right now?
Yeah, it's July.
I'm sorry, I don't want to embarrass anybody, but she's always had to. She's always having to come and borrow money, and that doesn't bother me. That's what we're here for, right? To make sure that we can help out. Everything's okay.
Does Gavin know that you're getting help?
I mean, it's not so much help that it needs to be discussed or whatever.
So let me ask you a question. You're taking their film and you're trying to show it to the world, but why aren't you making this movie that I'm making right now? Why aren't you doing a film of your own, essentially, rather than just, taking somebody else's and finishing it?
Nobody would believe this if I did it, okay? Nobody's gonna believe a documentary about me finding footage and putting it together and running around. And that's why we need you. That's why you're here to tell the story. Because if the audience doesn't believe the footage, then you're in the same exact place.
Come in.
Fellas?
Gavin, how you doing?
How are you? Gavin York. I want to make sure that this is well thought out, put together with a lot of care, We're in this business because we like to entertain, but we're in this business because we want to make money, okay?
It's found footage, I understand. It's a found footage style film.
Well, it's real. As in, it's found footage because I found the footage.
You actually
It actually found it.
Okay.
But you understand why it looks suspicious that rather than just putting the footage out there, you are having it cleaned up and mixed for theatrical release.
But who's gonna know that?
The way you're treating it right now, you're treating it like a movie.
But why can't you treat it both?
Cleaning it up kind of defeats the purpose of it being this gritty found footage that you found in a basement.
I guess. I mean, I'm not really trying to walk around and say, hey, look how gritty it is.
If it's your project, it's your project. It all comes down to how do we approach it, and when we figure out how we can approach it, then we can figure out how to help you budget for it.
Sure.
So I understand that that's.
Sure.
I do understand that that is a concern. I understand this is a self-funded indie
about,
project.
about that.
Realistically, how much can you afford?
Realistically, I can't afford anything. This is an opportunity for us to get in, like, on the ground floor. This is a game changer. When you watch it, you will know.
You're trying to get them to do this
for free, for zero, for a piece of the pie.
We all know that these conversations happen all the time, and the reality of it is that as a business, there's got to be some kind of process that works for us to keep our lights on, so to speak.
Sure. If I have to pay, I'm willing to go maybe $1,500. We could probably do about 2, but then it's going to be a lot of ramen noodles.
Most features that get full packages, even on an indie rate, are anywhere from like 10 to 20.
I can't leave here without them agreeing to do this.
All right, Feldman, just let me do the talking, okay?
Sure.
All right, cool, thank you. Hey, Dr. Wolf.
Miss Crane.
Hey, I know it's first thing early in the morning and everything, but we have something really awesome to show you for the documentary, and it would be great.
Whoa. Mr. Feldman, what's with the camera?
I got this, Feldman. It's actually for the documentary. There's actually something that we need to show you. All right, Feldman, you rolling?
Yeah.
All this will become very clear in just 5 seconds, but we are documenting this entire process.
So right at 1 a.m., this is what happened.
Okay.
So?
Nicely done.
What do you think?
An excellent effect. You guys have done a good job.
Dr. Wolf, this is not an effect. This is for real.
This is not the project we talked about, but you've got a nice premise here. You've got something you can work with. You could turn this into a very sweet horror film.
Wait, guys, just one second, okay? My camera's about to run out of
Okay,
batteries.
take care of that, please. Okay, look, this is way better. Dr. Wolf, we need your advising right now, okay? This
psychodrama you're trying to do here. And I respect you're trying to be creative and all, but I'm very uncomfortable with you filming me.
There would not have been enough time to put all these enhancements in it and everything else. This guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Take 5, Feldman.
Look, just realize I would not put my good name on the line.
Did you have that tape in your hands 24/7 from the moment that you walked away from that tunnel? Feldman is a slacker. He's in the 7th year of his 6th-year plan to get through school. And you know what? He's a genius. He's a genius when it comes to the camera and doing things with it.
Well, I called Mr. Folklore and left a message on his machine. So I guess we should have talked to him first.
Well, why don't we just go talk to him now? My big thing is, how could anybody look at that footage and say that it's not real?
That's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, we're still learning. Like, you can't fake that. All right.
Anything?
No.
Awesome.
I'm gonna go check the side. Honestly, I feel a little weird about creeping in his window, but...
Dude's a folklore guy. I'm sure this is the least creepy thing about it.
Yeah.
Anything?
No. Shit.
Oh, this is good.
Now what?
1527? Oh, this is it! This is it right here. You guys, this is the house. Oh my God. Just like being in a dream, I can't believe we're actually here.
It was undoubtedly through the weird books that I worked on for a good. It was about 7 or 8 years. I was working on this series of weird books, and certainly in Pennsylvania and Maryland, this is what I'm best known for.
Mr. Lake.
Mr. York.
Call me Gavin, please.
Gavin, come on.
This is the camera crew and everybody.
Hi. Yeah, come on.
Just don't pay them any mind. They're just gonna do their thing.
Okay.
This place is great.
Well,
I have to tell you, this is an absolute thrill. It's been about 6 months I've been studying this place.
Wow, that's kind of unusual.
Right here. This is it. This is it. This is the spot. This is the spot where you gave your interview.
I vaguely remember it.
10 years ago, I think.
I don't often have crews in my in my house. Yeah, Gavin sent me a message on Facebook. He told me that he found some old footage of me, so I'm kind of interested to see the footage. Keep your eyes open for a long time, because that's how you conjure him up. When he's right up there, the temptation is dead staring you in the face. You do anything you can to avoid him.
Nice doorbell, Feldman. Okay, wait a minute. Why are we doing this here and not at my house with the rest of the
Because
footage?
I don't want to unplug the camera from the TV, and I don't want to unplug anything. I can't lose it. I don't want to go away. The last time we did it on your computer, we had the tapes in my camera. Now it's in this. Just let me do my thing right now, okay? I got the time codes written down and everything.
Okay, but what are you doing?
I just gotta show you.
I gotta say, this is a real treat for me. You don't have any idea how much you validate what I'm working on right now, which is really great. Just feed this up through your shed. So tell me about your role in the documentary.
Oh, it was minimal. The two people came. They got in touch with me. They came round, and yeah, we were here for an hour or so, and then they moved on. Okay. That was the last I saw of them, just the once.
Sophia Feldman, how did they get in touch with you? Email? Was it phone? Did they call you? Did somebody, a friend of a friend?
I got to tell you the truth, I don't remember. It was a decade ago. When you got in touch with me, I searched my email archives and didn't find anything there. If it was the phone, then I don't keep phone records.
So is there a reason why Peeping Tom was excluded from Weird Maryland? Obviously, the Ilchester Tunnel is in Maryland. Any reason not to include it?
It just wasn't that strong a story. It had that kind of a vibe about it that felt more like what we call fake lore rather than folklore.
Okay.
No, I had a lot more stories than I had pages to fill.
Sure. All right, well, let's talk about the footage.
I wasn't a part of it. I just watched it for the first time.
Sure, but as an expert, let's get an authoritative kind of dissertation on that, if you will.
That thing at the end of the tunnel with the
Peeping
Tom coming in. It was a very striking image. It was iconic. It was an iconic image.
Pretty scary. What about what happened next?
Alright, you're rolling on this, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
What are you trying to show me?
Just watch, alright?
Okay.
There. Did you see it?
Okay, no, what am I looking for?
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna rewind.
Okay.
Alright. Look in the back on top of the building on the left.
Okay.
There.
Okay, so it's like a giant bird, right?
No, it's not a giant bird.
Okay, what is it?
What do you think it is? When I go to change the battery and I turn out and there.
Where
There.
am I looking?
Right there. Next to the air duct.
Wait a minute.
But remember, right here, remember the spot. Alright, I'm gonna go forward. And remember, we turned it up and
Okay, wait a minute. Dude.
this is as far as I've got.
Okay, well, come on, show me the rest of the footage.
Alright, well,
You
here,
finally got me a little excited. Oh, I'm rewinding. Did you see that?
No.
Okay, wait. Playing. Alright, right. Get ready. Oh, right there.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Rewind
Okay,
it.
I'm rewinding. Okay, ready?
Alright,
Don't blink.
Hold on.
There. See that?
Press play.
Got it?
And press pause.
Pause. gosh, dude, it's fucking Blink Man.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're not the ones blinking. It's the camera that's blinking, so every time we make a new clip, he's there.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Every single time we turn the camera on and off and it blinks, he's getting closer.
Well, I had no idea I was being involved with a film of that kind. It was kind of scary. It was well constructed.
So what we just watched is your opinion is that it's fake, that there's no peeping Tom, they didn't find anything in that tunnel. Yeah. This is all...
Yeah, it looked like a pretty...
all non-weird. It wouldn't make your book, didn't make your book. What I'm just trying to figure out is, this is two human beings, all right? These are two people. Yeah. You are the only link to them even existing. I called you, I explained to you how important you were. It just seems to me that you're not taking it as seriously as I thought you would, as an esteemed author would. You're kind of brushing it off a little bit. You live all the way out here, far away from anybody to be able to track you down. You don't have emails. Conveniently, right after they came and talked to you, I don't remember who it was. I had a phone line. I've been bouncing my servers back and forth. Who does that? Nobody bounces their servers back and forth. It just sounds to me like a lot of conjecture, sir. You wouldn't be involved in their disappearance, would they?
That's ridiculous.
Is it so ridiculous?
Because that was, I don't know whether that was a documentary.
It was a documentary. Were you going to say stupid? Because, I mean,
no,
I can go through this book and I can find stuff that's pretty stupid. I mean, I know it's all weird,
but it's well put together. Look, can we cut this, please? I mean, I'm done. I'm done. Sorry, would you like to leave, please?
Oh. Miller's Castle, I mean, I just don't understand why you're not. I just want you to answer whether or not these people exist or not. I can get out of here.
No,
I can validate this whole thing.
How do you turn this thing off?
Just seems awfully not weird to me.
Turn this thing off, please.
So all you had to fucking do was answer 2 goddamn questions. Did he know who Sophia and Feldman were? And were they coming to make a fake horror movie? Or were they legitimate documentarian filmmakers looking to prove or disprove? Fuck! Hi, bud. How you doing? You want to give your dad a hug? I missed you. Did you stay inside? Did you see the rain? Can I get a hug, please?
How'd it go?
It didn't go well, that's for sure. Why are you using my computer?
Why is it your computer?
It's got all my work on it.
I still need a computer to do our finances.
Okay. All right.
Talk?
We're talking right now. You know these guys are following me around, Mel. Sometimes the story comes home. Let's go in here. Come on, we'll talk. Yep. Come on.
Got another letter. From the bank.
Okay.
About our house.
Well, just take the money out of savings.
We don't have savings.
What about the budget that we talked about
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, and then your movie happened.
My movie. Listen, it's all gonna be worth it in the end. As soon as this hits, no more wedding jobs. This is it. This is what it takes. Okay? There's always gonna be a tough time, all right? Isn't it gonna be great? Years from now, we can sit back and we can say, Carter, look what happened.
Yeah, Carter needs shoes.
These guys are in here right now, and I don't want to get into this anymore. All right? We're done.
Yeah. We are.
Done!
Okay, so if the camera was a test subject and stared without blinking for the entire hour, then according to the rules of the legend, it now sees peeping Tom, and every time it blinks, it gets closer.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, every time we turn it off and then on or make a new clip.
Yeah. There's our thesis. He's in our camera.
My camera. And yeah, you know, first he was there in the tunnel, and he was there again when we met our advisor, and again we went to see the author. And in each case, he got incrementally closer. But he's still hiding in the frame. He's making this a game because no one will believe us. So we have to draw him out in the open. Why do I feel you're not as excited about this as I am?
Feldman, assume this is all really happening.
It's really happening.
Do you realize what this means?
Yeah, it means we're filming him right now.
Okay, hey, turn it off, turn it off.
Whoa, hey, what's your problem?
My problem is that I'm still directing this, and I don't want this camera on until we figure out what we're gonna do, okay? Turn it off.
Okay, so the camera's...
What was that? Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like it's at the beginning of each new clip.
It's a digital... Something to do with the camera, man. I mean, it might be a messed up camera.
Something to do with the camera.
All right, Feldman, let me do the talking, okay?
It's on every clip after the bridge section, so that's going to be a lot of us going through every piece of
Wait a second. Everyone after the bridge? So as soon as Peeping Tom shows up, this sound shows up at the same time is what you're saying.
This is a little crazy, but it kind of looks like Morse code.
Like, why would it only show up after the Peeping Tom?
I don't know. You're the one that's got documentary.
I'm just asking you as a person.
Documentary
I'm not talking
crew
about
in here
a
shooting
sound.
this.
I'm just
I mean-
saying, what do you think as a human being? Why would that show up like
I don't know. Is it something that you want us to see? I
That's
do think,
ridiculous.
or it's not you, man. Maybe it's not even that you put it in there. Maybe it's that these guys did when they shot this footage.
This is a little crazy, though.
The fuck? Shut the fuck up! What?
What does it translate to? Say it out
you
loud.
saw it.
Please, say it out loud, please.
It says blink.
All right, can you guys do me a favor? Can you look at the camera?
I believe that you've done a good job.
Can you look at can you look at the camera? Can you? I need you to authenticate this. I need you to
Authenticate.
Just like stare in the camera and say what you just found for them.
I think it's completely faked. It's added by
whoever shot the footage. Right. All right. These people that supposedly aren't around anymore. Right. They clearly put this sound in there. Okay. So maybe they did it to whoever finds the footage and then uncovers this Morse code or this specific sound that happens every time.
So that's a lot of work. They would have had to shot the footage, offload it, edit it in, put it back on DV tapes.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
And then like
he could have done the
package it
work
up.
too. We don't know, man. We don't know where these tapes were before they came in. He's coming here and he's telling us a story that we either believe or we don't believe.
Blink test, take 1. Blink test, take 2. Blink test, take 3. Blink test, take 7. Blink test, take 13. Blink test, take 19. Blink test, take 25. Blink test, take 32. Blink test, take 40.
I do not believe that this video is authentic. One thing that's really suspicious to me is that it always appears and disappears, like either off screen or behind something. The one where the car goes past, like that's just like another really common trick to use to make a ghost disappear if you're hoaxing a video. I guess there's 2 parts about the blink test that to me seem very suspicious. One is that Feldman steps in front of the camera every time to turn it on. You know, the record button's on the back of a camera, and it just seems like a convenient way to reveal the figure. Like, I know making it black and white's a film student stylistic choice, but it certainly makes it easier to hide effects and hide manipulation.
Let's talk about metadata. Okay. All right. The metadata. There are timestamps that show the progression of events.
You can fake that.
You're accusing me of faking this whole thing.
Look, I don't know you. I'm not gonna say that.
No, but you'll take my money. You'll take my money, though.
For my opinion, which I'm giving you.
But we got the ghost group, which isn't too bad.
Seems like they were sort of your last resort.
They were, but they have a lot of reach. And if they believe in orbs, I mean, This is certainly a lot bigger and more real than orbs.
And there you have it, folks. The footage. The found footage I've assembled for you today. With your help, we can figure out the mystery together, and that's why it's very, very, very crucial, that you follow me on this quest. Any questions? No questions. Can I count on your support? Yes, ma'am.
You don't know that they didn't have somebody to do this. You don't know that any of this is real. You don't know what they
You're
did
right, ma'am, and that's why we're here this evening, because if I knew if it was real, then I wouldn't need you folks.
If he's at the end of the tunnel and those are railroad ties, he'd have to be about 6 feet wide.
6 feet wide.
There's nobody in that video that you could find in public records to speak with?
I did find Matt Lake. He's an author of a book called Weird Maryland, which you can pick up if you want to. I mean, I don't recommend it. I find it very hard to believe that people who come up in front of your group constantly get grilled like this. It seems to me that everybody be into it.
I'd say this would be enough to warrant an investigation and a recreation of the experiment. Paranormal groups need more than just a piece of visual evidence to be able to methodologically quantify and qualify an event. We would need audio. We would need.
Sir, all the fancy words aside, I get what you're saying. All I'm asking you to do is you either believe it or you don't, and you want to go investigate it or you don't.
I'd like to know what kind of medications that you take.
Ma'am, I think that that's extremely rude, and I don't think that has any bearing on that. I'd like to ask you what medications you're on to ask such questions.
When you get a film on Bloody Mary, maybe we'll think about it. But this is a crock and we want nothing to do with it.
Well,
and that's inspired ghost tracking. No, we're not going out to investigate with you.
I'm pretty sure that inspired ghost tracking, this is not going to be the last time that you hear about me. Is this the exit door? No orbs out there. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm sure that you'll be hearing from me in the future. And yeah.
Turn the phone camera off, man. I don't even want to deal with it right now.
And there he fucking is. Now, see, our problem before is that anytime that we moved the camera, whether we were just moving the camera or we were in a car or walking, he was able to flit in and out of the screen, so we couldn't keep track of him. But if I leave the camera right where it is, then he's stuck. And I got him right where I fucking want him. Now, see, what we really need to get right now is we need to get the ending. Now, the most logical thing for me to think of is, it's a close-up, it's a grand reveal. Why are you filming me with a hand cam? You're afraid of my camera. Well, that figures. I mean, directors, you always have this vision, and you think you know what you want to do with it, but as soon as you get behind the camera, you have no fucking idea.
He keeps on getting closer, and that's where he needs to stay.
He's on my camera. Oh, shit. Hey, Lily.
What are you up to in this little journal of yours? Wait a minute. Is that some kind of a concept drawing? Okay, butterfly kisses, video diary, whatever. Okay. So I don't really want to accuse Feldman of doing anything, and I'm not even saying that he's lying, okay? I really do respect him. But after reading his diary a little while ago, and him having the diagrams of everything, I just want to record this for posterity and just make sure that everyone knows that I have my doubts about this entire project, okay? Right now I have doubts about everything. I don't know what could be worse, knowing that Peeping Tom could come and get me at any moment, or just being humiliated by the entire thing, knowing that Feldman can show this at the student film festival, and I look like a fucking ass. I'm just gonna have to roll with it and hope that Feldman isn't fucking with me like I'm really, really starting to believe.
first off, you gave us the footage, and we wanted to see all of those things that you cut out. Can you please tell us, what Portraits of Dead Friends was?
We actually ended up winning our student film festival best feature award for it.
The same two filmmakers, Sophia and Feldman, made a movie called Portraits of Dead Friends, in which they wanted to make a film about people who were deceased, but they didn't want to do the usual kind of, you know, he was a wonderful person and he was born in such and such a place. So instead, they went to the photograph that appeared with the person's obituary.
Well, A, it has nothing to do with Peeping Tom.
It has everything to do with Peeping Tom.
Why do you have to bring that up?
Oh, I'm glad you
my
laughed at it.
gosh. I mean, I'm not good about
You
it.
seem pretty okay with it.
Okay, look, the girl's sister didn't want to talk about her. It was a really good story, so we got a freaking actor in there. Big deal.
As documentary filmmakers, they were willing to have an actor play a person and accept an award for it.
Sure.
Do you think Portraits was enough without that story?
What do you mean? Do you think Portraits was enough without that story? There's 5 stories. What story?
You know what story I'm talking about.
Diana's? The one that we, you know.
I'm not sure about Feldman. He's got a bit of an attitude because he wants to be the director. He wants to be the top dog. Maybe there was some resentment going on there.
I found a clip where Feldman is saying that he did not win an award, that it was just Sophia.
What'd you do with your award?
I didn't get one.
Wait, what do you mean you didn't get one?
Meaning Dr. Wolf only gave it to you, and it only has your name on it.
Are you serious?
Feldman turns out to have his own mildly unscrupulous streak, because he starts to suggest there are things we could do if we don't get the image that we're hoping to get.
There's other things.
Like what? Like visual effects kind of thing?
Something like that.
So we have then at least 3 possibilities here. We have the possibility that this whole thing is real, that they caught the image of Peeping Tom. We have the possibility that the 2 of them got together to put together this largely plausible hoax. And we have the possibility that one of them put together a hoax on the other one. At least those 3 possibilities.
I need this A.
Oh, I guess my initial prejudice was the slacker, who was kind of quiet in the background, was the X factor. You know, he was the instigator of the fiction.
Butterfly Kisses, Video Diary 1.
On reflection, it seems much more to me as though Sophia, she maybe crossed the line. You know, when you've invested a lot of time in a story and the deadline's coming up, the temptation is, yeah, how do I make this a good story?
Unfortunately, I can't prove that Peeping Tom wasn't anything more than just an actor in a hat. Which kind of sucks because I don't know what I'm gonna do from here. I guess I'm just gonna need a new angle.
And that everything from that point onwards was a collaboration in this fiction.
It wasn't relevant to the story.
What about the scene where they're standing at Ilchester Tunnel and Feldman is saying, if this doesn't work with the camera looking through the tunnel, we could do a special effect?
I mean, I think that desperate times end spitballing, you know? It's just talk. It's all loose talk.
When someone wants, you know, to speak their truth and to bring it out to other people and to kind of have that position of leadership and fame and everything else, they will cherry pick certain things that support what they're doing. Your brain is not consciously cherry picking. It is more of an unconscious thing. So it's very easy for someone as they're starting to get into, you know, kind of an obsessive behavior or a delusion is starting to be created, where they'll look at a piece of evidence and the things that highlight for them, they zoom and sink into the brain immediately, and then the things that don't, the brain automatically kind of just sections them off like they don't even exist.
Gavin York's decision to take that material out suggests a very strong manipulative intent on his part.
If you're working with all these elements, you can journalistically speaking, you can construct your own story out of whatever footage you choose to put in there.
If he took these scenes out, then he had a particular reason for doing it. Why he's allowing you to put them back in or to utilize them in some way is interesting. I mean, there's, pardon?
He signed a release.
Yeah.
He authorized use of the footage in this documentary.
There are people who have suggested that perhaps Gavin shot this himself. Do you feel that's...
I don't think that's true, simply because when would he have done it? I mean, my mom found the tapes in the basement, so.
Why do you own a Panasonic DVX 100? That's the camera that Feldman filmed the documentary on.
Okay.
You say he goes away on a lot of trips.
Well, yeah, he has to go where the weddings are,
Does the money all match up?
usually.
Stop! What do you want?
I want the tapes. What happened to your face?
It itched.
Are you on something?
No, I thought the lashes would tickle, but they itch. And the camera, I locked it in the basement. I threw away the battery. And when I woke up from sleeping, it was back, and it was taping me. He was taping me. Do you think it was me that pressed record for this? No, he knew you were coming. That's how I knew you were coming. I'm gonna get the ending that we aimed for before he does. But then it's on you. You got the tapes. But I'm gonna get all the footage. You finish this movie like you said you would, remember? Because then he's coming after you. You're next. But you'll win another award!
This is my new delivery system, www.butterflykissesmovie.com. Hi there, I'm looking for Miss Joanne Tillman.
She's not available right now. May I take a message?
Yeah, this is Gavin York calling. This is actually the 7th time that I've called in the past 3 days. On Friday, when the timer runs down from midnight to 1 a.m., viewers around the world will be able to watch footage, the found footage, and be able to make their own assessment of it. We're gonna get it out in the world, so.
What's gonna happen after the 24 hours?
The website's gonna be shut down. You're not gonna be able to see it anymore.
But what do you expect to happen then?
The phone does never stop ringing after that.
So you'll sell to the highest bidder?
Or one, just, moderate one. So, yeah, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just want to find out how I can speak with Miss Tillman and give her some information about a local community event that I've got going on Friday. Hello? Hello?
How many newspapers and
all of them?
All the radio?
All of them. And you see how it is. You heard it for yourself. They don't give a shit. Hang up, hang up. I mean, unless you know somebody.
You know, we can't get involved. We have to stay on the side of the camera.
You can stay on that side of the camera if you want to, man. I mean, I don't know why you guys want to sit here and film me and not get involved, because you're just wasting your time too. There's no ending to this movie whatsoever. You get an awesome ending for your movie. I get an awesome ending for my movie. Nobody's lying. Nobody's saying anything fake, all right? All I'm asking for is one telephone number and a name, and that we can go and we can speak to that person and we can put this whole story out there. I don't think it's cheating if it's for the greater good.
It's DC 101. I'm Mike Jones, and in the studio today, I've been talking about this found footage all week, Butterfly Kisses. Gavin York, the guy that discovered this footage, and you can see it for yourself if you haven't yet until midnight tonight at butterflykissesmovie.com. Gavin York, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, Mike. Thanks.
I just
for
don't
having me.
understand the deal with this guy, man. I mean, and why are you filming him? What's in it for you with this?
It's supposed to be a really fantastic, fascinating character study, and it is. Nobody wants to come to the press
Because this has been done 1,000 times before, and we think it's a scam. I'm not the only one; it's everyone.
I know, but that's the problem that I've got right now. I've got hours and hours of footage that we've shot, but we don't have an ending to this documentary. I want you to know, I know how much big this is, okay? Yeah, I mean, this is like, you're giving me this opportunity too. It's okay. This is cool. Don't sweat it.
It's all right. I got your back.
Just don't tar and feather him.
All right. Well, we'll see what the people have to say. 866-91-DC-101. Hi, DC-101.
Yeah. You actually think there's anyone stupid enough to fall for that?
The video quality sucks. It's all fake.
Gavin, do you have anything to say?
Well, I mean, this would be something in 2004 to address with them.
No, man, you totally didn't do this in 2004. You did this just now.
I didn't do anything in 2004. I just assembled it now. I'm not trying to profit off anything. If anything,
have
you looked for them?
Then take it to
gone
the
out.
police.
I've
Don't put it
spent
on the internet
months-
and be like, hey, everyone just check it out. That's bogus.
Gavin, skepticism, man, is just everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of hatred out there.
Little bit.
Just hang it up and find something else that you might be good at.
Change yourself because you're trying to profit off of somebody's death.
You have to be to think that people are going to fall for this
And you're not
again.
even trying. You know, showing a hoax. It's
The
obviously.
seconds I spent watching that piece of crap,
You just seem like a stoner
You
who
know why
like
the Blair
lives
Witch Project
So
worked?
you're just
It's because it's
delusional.
wrong about this
not
person.
smart enough to know the
It's
difference.
real.
It's kind of an embarrassment.
Yeah,
It's like an
and people don't have
Hello, DC-101. Who's this?
Stanley.
Stan, what do you got to say to Gavin?
I hate him so much. I hate him. It's just.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll give him 5 minutes, and I think I got a guy we can get my producer to call. It'll be good. See what happens.
Will it be good for him or?
It'll be good for
us.
us. Gavin, listen, I know people have been blasting you. I want to. This is the call that we've been waiting for. Let me bring him on here. Hello, caller.
Yes.
Hi, let me introduce you. Gavin, this is Ed Sanchez, the king of the found footage, the director of the Blair Witch Project, who is calling to talk about your movie, Butterfly Kisses. Ed, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, man. How's it going?
I'm good. I'm
Good afternoon. Big fan.
I'm good.
I've seen the footage, and you know, it doesn't look completely genuine to me. You know, I think there's some acting involved and there's some effects involved, and I think that it's kind of disturbing that he feels that that the only way to market this footage is to pretend it's real. So, you know, I just kind of had to speak out about it. You know.
I mean, I understand where Gavin's coming from, and he's trying to, get in the business. He's trying to make this film, but it's just been done before.
Did you do this to start your career in Hollywood? Is this your way of maybe kicking that door open?
I've been a filmmaker since I was about 12 years old.
And that's
so
why everyone's saying that this is not footage that is legitimate, that you created this on your computer at home.
completely
Ed, could he have
understand
made this, you're a professional, Ed, could he have made this on a computer at home with just a couple projects?
At least for me as a filmmaker, like, you can tell that there's some stuff that is obviously, manipulated. There's like these moments of where the camera happens to be on to capture a moment. That's like a big thing of found footage, is like the camera happens to be on while something crazy is happening. And you just don't have that kind of luck in life, The whole legend is that the footage was found in a shoebox, and the footage carefully shows, like, oh, here's the shoebox that we found it in. Here's I'll show it in front of the camera, which is like something that they're setting up the shoebox, you know, like that. Like to me, those are kind of, you know, signs that they're, you know, you're setting something up dramatically. You know, in a movie, you do that, you know.
You know, after the initial buzz of our movie, we never pretended it was real. I just have a problem with him thinking that it's for real, or, you know, maybe I think he has a problem if he thinks.
And what are going to be the consequences if this does come out and it's found out that Gavin made this up?
You're just kind of really destroying your reputation with this, because eventually somebody's going to come out and some proof is going to come out that this is not real, and you know, people are going to ask, well, you know, what were you thinking? And I'm kind of asking that right now. What is he thinking? You know, just fess up. You know what I mean? Or
I'm being about as honest as I can be.
All right. All right. Well, you
That's
say
all I
so.
got.
All right. Well, Gavin York, check out the movie, butterflykissesmovie.com. It's on until midnight tonight. Thank you. It's DC 101.
Mel?
Hey, hey.
It's all right. Her mom set up an account for Carter, and they were putting money into it. And I took all the money and I spent it on a movie.
How did she find out?
She went to go and take it out herself.
Authorities report that the strange death of a local man leaves more questions than answers this morning. Friends say that Feldman, a film student, had been acting strangely.
Yeah, he's been making this movie with this
Gary?
in the 60s or something.
Yeah. Was found on his living room floor, smashed to pieces. Feldman's body had been found in the cabinet under the kitchen sink.
Just squished in the cupboard and his hands were over his face.
At this time, authorities await results of an autopsy.
Hopefully we'll reconnoiter with him this evening and, you know, figure out where he's been. And if he's giving us a call, obviously we're showing up there to shoot, and, you know, we're just filming this for posterity at this point.
Yeah. I don't really think we're going to use much of this, to be honest.
Sure. I agree.
Eric, just want me to keep rolling on this? I don't really have.
Just whatever you do.
I don't have a lot of battery left. That's what I'm worried about here. All right.
Gavin. Hey, Gavin. Gavin.
All right, I'm gonna stop recording just for a second here.
No. Just keep it rolling.
No, what are we recording here? We're not doing anything. He's not doing anything. I don't know. Go talk to him or something, man. This is getting.
What say to him? What do you say to him?
I don't know, Eric. You're the director.
Gavin. Look, buddy, we can't help you if you don't talk to us.
It's not just when he gets closer to you. It's when you get closer to him that it happens.
What are you talking about?
Butterfly kisses.
We need to help this guy. Seriously.
Then we call his wife.
All right, we don't have her number. She changed her number. I don't know what her new number is.
What about his mom-in-law, whatever her name was?
I never had her number. We worked through Amelia. And I mean, the house is sold, so I don't even know how we'd find him.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not. We're supposed to be making a movie about him, and I don't know how much of this is our responsibility. We're not his family.
It is our responsibility now. We've taken him this far. We've kind of screwed him over on a couple things.
We haven't screwed him over, Kenny. We haven't.
But
done
DC 101 was total setup.
DC 101 was not a total setup. He agreed to it.
Yeah, but he didn't know you were going to have Ed Sanchez call in.
Come on.
I did not put him on the air to fail. We gave him that option. Look, it was mutually exclusive, mutually beneficial. We needed an end to the movie, and he needed a public forum through which to speak. We agreed on this. How is that my fault? You guys all said
man's life for your movie. How about that?
At what point did this become my movie and this became I ruined somebody's life?
Pushing him, man. You just keep pushing him. You keep
Then why do you
setting him
guys
up for this
why do you
stuff.
guys keep showing up with the gear and shooting what we're doing then? If you have such moral issues with it, why are you fucking here?
What was that?
What? Somebody's running across the tracks. Come on, guys.
Shit.
Where's the camera? Did he take the camera? Guys, slow down. Did he seriously go in there?
I'm not going in.
Guys, the camera battery's getting low here. We gotta make a decision here.
Gavin!
The camera's about to die, Eric. What are we doing? What? What do you mean?
Who the fuck is that? Gavin! Don't you see?
You
Right
see
there,
something?
right there at the end of the tunnel. He's right there.
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything. Where are you going? He's right at the fucking end of the tunnel. What the fuck is
Feldman sent this the night that he died. As you can see, it details out what he called the final plan. At the end, he only had 3 blinks left, so he set the camera up into a mirror so that he could cover both sides, the front and the back of himself. He crouched down in front of the mirror and had this hammer ready so that on his final blink, he could stop him from getting him, or so he thought. Feldman's parents let me go over and go through everything when Feldman had passed because we were working on the project together. I was able to get this tape, which was in the camera, up until the end. As you can see, it's all cracked up and the tape was unspooled, but I was actually able to put it back together. It took a few days, but I did it. The only thing that would play was the last clip, and that's okay because Feldman was smart. He also had this.
All right, so Andy, for the benefit of the camera, can you please tell me what you sent me in the email?
Well, what I found
look when the peeping Tom is jumping up, and like it's like jumping up to grab Feldman. Like if you look in his eye, there's actually an image in his eye. At first, I thought it was the shot of the of the Ilchester Tunnel. Like I thought it was like a frame grab from the video where he appeared. But I actually think it's the other way around. Like it's what Peeping Tom saw when Peeping Tom appeared. So it's like he's looking through the tunnel, and then you see like at the end of the tunnel, you see the light from that camera. Like, and then beyond that is like the train bridge.
Okay, so this is his POV of Crane and Feldman filming him the night.
It's like it's Peeping Tom's point of view. Yeah.
Wow.
So this is what it sounds like by itself. You wouldn't necessarily be able to tell that that's Morse code, but you can see that it looks a hell of a lot like it. So last time we were working with Gavin, there was kind of some debate over the sound that we found at the beginning of, seems like each clip after the bridge footage, using this synthesizer sampler from Isotope called Iris. You can basically feed it a sound and it'll map out the frequencies and amplitude of the sound visually. So when I called you guys in here, I was actually thinking that Gavin would be in here as well, as he's the director, and yeah, I would have thought he would want to see this. This is pretty crazy. Kind of validates him. But
Gavin has been missing for 9 days.
Huh.
All right, so
Okay.
show us what you found.
Are you rolling?
Yep.
Okay, so on the way over here, before I left, this arrived in the mail. This is from Gavin. I have not opened it up because I wanted to wait until we do this on camera. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. DV cam. Holy shit.
What is it?
This is the Sophia Crane. This is from the found footage. This is the package that Feldman sent her. No kidding. This is. Okay, all right. Look, either this is a prop or how the fuck? How did he get this? Because that was and then the stuff that Sophia found with the, she was like storyboard concept art.
This has got to be fake.
So yeah, where did this
on.
come from?
Come on.
I don't
Seriously.
Where the hell was Gavin? Gingo Court's not even showing up on the map anywhere in Maryland. There's a Gringo Court.
Coincidence.
Of
course,
and
it's
there's
not
Ginkgo
showing up.
Court. The fuck is
it's not
Gringo? Is it Gingo Court?
Hey, look, I mean, sometimes they change communities, they change the street names.
Is there anything else in there?
Yeah,
What else is there?
See, here's his journal. So maybe it tells what he's been doing for the past 2 weeks. I don't
Yeah, we
know.
know that's fuck. We've seen him carried out.
This is a motel key card.
All right.
You rolling?
Yep.
All right.
Maybe not a little bit louder, man.
Don't disturb anybody's fucking. What's going on? Gavin.
I guess just use the card.
Is the management guy still?
Alright, no, we're good.
Okay, let's go. I don't think we're shooting porn in here or something.
Maybe we'll break in and entering.
Yeah, right. Oh, shit. Gavin? Jesus, not good. Kenny.
What?
Got
GoPro.
the GoPro set up.
There's one over here too. What do you think he was doing? What the fuck is this?
There's a card in it.
Yeah, here's his camera. There's no card in this either. Does anybody see the Panasonic, the DVX?
What do you?
All right, well,
Box of tapes?
are they all there?
Puts it away.
Okay, cool. Do me a favor, put this in the car. I want to take this with us.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
What, dude?
Get out. You guys gotta get out of here. Let's go.
No, what is wrong?
Good, Kenny.
Come on, seriously, come on.
Oh, fuck, dude.
What is it, man? What's in there?
Alright, so just start from the beginning. What
Okay, so we're making a documentary.
Is that on? Sorry. Are you recording any of this? Okay. Go ahead.
We're making a documentary about the deceased. Carl, where's the footage? Where are the tapes?
In my car. Do you think, should we show the police the footage on the camera and everything?
No.
Why not?
They might take it away.
Yeah, they'll take the tapes. They want the tapes.
I don't know.
They need the tapes.
All right.
The tapes, look, the tapes in the shoebox have absolutely nothing to do with what happened here. They have nothing to do with it. And we already have a release saying we can use the footage.
I'm talking about the footage on my camera that we just shot. Shouldn't we show that to the police?
Yeah, but if we show that to the police, it'll show that Carl found the tapes, and then they'll take the tapes.
All right, but what do you think he was doing with all the GoPros and all the camera stuff? Like, what do you think?
I don't know. I think the more important question is who took the cards. They're not in the cameras.
So we'll find out in 10 years.
What?
That's when the footage will be found.
I went to bed early last night. I was so tired, kind of like you are right before you're getting sick. I dreamt I went to the tunnel, and I was staring down right at midnight. Everyone says it's so hard, but I thought it was so easy. And when I stared for an hour, he appeared. And then I woke up, and I realized it wasn't a dream. It's 10 miles from my house, and I don't know how I got there. All right, I'll tell you if it's coming.
Let's be honest here. This is not what we thought this was going to be, and now we're trying to make something out of it. And listen, not all documentaries, not all projects come together. This is one of those examples. It just didn't pan out.
So you're saying we don't have a compelling story to cut together here? We don't have...
There's no end to this story other than us standing here on the tracks.
There's no end to this story because it's all, this is the beginning. You understand?
What?
We have the tapes, right? Then there's what Studio Unknown found, okay? They found that sound anomaly. We didn't put that there. Gavin didn't put that there. With what Wardlaw found, okay, with the reflection in the eye, and I don't know, we put this documentary out there and other people can take it to the next step. This is just the beginning.
You're contradicting yourself.
I'm not contradicting myself.
You just said we're not trying to present this like a real story, and now you are trying to present it like this is a real story.
I am trying to present this like the real story of what happened to Gavin York. And because we're trying to tell Gavin's story, these component factors that are included in there are part of his story, part of what happened to him. I'm not saying it's real. I'm just saying that what kind of a fucking idiot just drops it?
Eric, do you believe that the Blink Man is real?
My name is Sophia Crane. It's March 3rd, 2004. I'm a film student, and this is my senior thesis. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be alive, so I ask whoever find this, please apply the first and second halves of this final interview to the beginning and end of my film. You'll know where to make the cut. This is the story of Peeping Tom and how I went looking for him. Please, show this to my parents. I don't know how much longer I can go without blinking, but I think I found a way to beat him. The girl who stared into the sun, she only lost her sight. She still had to blink. Everyone blinked. He's right here, taunting me. Try one last thing. They say you can't cheat Peeping Tom, but I think I found a way to beat him at his own game.
DV cam. Kenny, you got anything that'll play this?
Let me see. I don't.
It's a full-size DV cam?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
think I have anything.
I think I have a DV. I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool.
I think I have an adapter for it. I think.
Try